Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant news and loads to discuss today. Some more Rostermania stuff, but also pro players discussing the current agent meta within Valorant and how it could potentially change going into the new season with a new agent just around the corner once again. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do. Top this channel reach new people, and please subscribe as well if you have not yet already. 5,000, not too far away. Firstly, this from Team Vikings. The Vikings Nation, they say goodbye to our Warriors. Of course, just a couple of days ago, we saw that stacey similarly moving on to that loud GG team alongside Owner, the former coach of Crew Esports. Now, well, these guys, of course, performed pretty admirably at the World Championship at Champions recently, just, of course, fell short in the end in their group that they had. It was a difficult one over in Group C to try and make their way out of it. I'm pretty sure Secret and Gambit were the two teams that made it out in the end. But these guys will say goodbye from Vikings as they're going to make some roster moves. We'll see how things go for these players and the organizations going forwards. This also from Dimasic, former CSGO player, of course, as you can see in his Twitter handle, but also, well, of Ninjas in Pajamas. Now, NIP really makes some questionable decisions in a way, that the way they got rid of their entire roster, and all those guys as of late have been looking for some, well, newer direction to take, as it seems like, potentially, we've got, well, these guys moving over to, well, the Brazilian region, at least NIP. Now, Dimasic, of course, needs some options. He's a Cypher main in that kind of Sentinel role. Now, some people were kind of suggesting, right, 100 Thieves, do they need a Sentinel player? Like, who knows what's going on there? Like, right now, the rumor has it that Eccles could be the fourth player in the IGL for 100 Thieves, but the rest of their roster is, well, at least the rest of their roster, we imagine Asuna, Hiko, and Ethan, but the one player remaining on their team to fill in, that is, well, far from certain right now. So, who knows what's going to happen there? But still, the rumor has it that a lot of the European guys from the CIS region, those are the players that are being targeted, as opposed to the North American players, because the buyout situation is actually much more favorable for European guys. So, well, at least, well, guys from the European region in general, and CIS as such. So, we'll see how that goes, but I wanted to keep you guys updated on this front. And then this also from G2 Esports comes through last night, confirmation of their new roster. So, we've been talking about the rumors around this for quite some time at this point, and yes, G2 have made a couple of changes. They've brought in some guys from the Giants Esports roster, and well, these are the fellas that are going to complete the rest of the roster going into VCT 2022. Kelox and Coldamenta are out of there. They bring in Hoodie, they bring in Meadow, and they bring in Pipson as their coach. Is this going to be what's going to revitalize this G2 squad? Because I remember going into Champions, there was some talk from these guys that they're going to be really difficult to take down. No team's going to beat us. At least, well, going into the LCQ, sorry, they didn't qualify for the Champions as a result of that. But still, it was looking good for them for a time. Then they fell short significantly, and Liquid really dominated from the European region towards the end of the season. This is the entire roster, as Mixwell says. Nuki, Avova, Hoodie, Meadow, and Mixwell with Pipson as coach going into 2022. Like the look of this, it's pretty much caused the entire Giant Esports roster to collapse. But yeah, this is the roster they're going with. 5 players, well, actually 6 players, including the coach, all of different nationalities. Crazy how some of these teams have formed these last few years. Will that work out? Of course, I guess it was kind of working with the previous roster, but well, definitely some integration going to need to be done here. Not exactly imagining this team's going to have success straight off the rip, but we shall see how things go. Let's talk about this then from Valorant that comes out last night. State of the agents they come up with here for December, discussing, okay, how are these agents balanced right now? What changes do we might need to make going into the new season? So a fair few things discussed here, and of course also a leak as to what the new agent is going to look like. So as they say, you know, agents in review this year, Euro tore his way into games, but for some of you, he fell flat on his promise, you know, so it seems like there is going to be some Euro changes, which are definitely coming in the new year. There's definitely been some discussion about that. But he's not the only agent in discussion that should be changed, maybe for the positive or maybe for the negative, because Astra has been the big talking point as of late within the professional community. Is Astra just way too strong and annoying? It's very possible. Map control saw heavy presence in coordinated play. KO suppressed everyone in his path. Like Viper created some sharp meta shifts, and Breach, of course, seeing refreshed life on Fracture as well. Chamber appeared to close out the year holding down sites with extreme precision. Seen many players from many different playstyles picking him up and stick with him. He's currently setting his role into the roster, and of course he's going to be involved in pro play from VCT 2022, which of course wasn't used for Champion this year because well, I think it would have switched up things maybe more than they would have liked to. But these are some of the agents they are discussing. I think some of these will certainly see some changes. There was rumors of some Omen changes as well. We'll talk about that here in just a couple of seconds, because as they describe, early 22 balance. Since patch 3.0, we know things on the agent balance side have been lighter than our previous episodes, and going into 2022, we are looking to change that. We spend a lot of time working towards the end of 2021, looking at how we work, restructuring the team, reprioritizing work, and welcoming many new members. So what does this mean? There's a bigger focus in 2022 on agent balance. balance. You should be seeing updates to various agents across the board within the first 6 months of the year. Additionally, focusing more on addressing emergent balance issues faster than we did this year, as these updates are locked down. They're going to do more stuff. So yes, many changes in addition to balance problems that the game is experiencing at the present time. Now, they also go on to hint about the new agent. Now, I don't want to kind of butcher the pronunciation here, but this means my friends in Filipino, as this means, I believe, thank you or something along those lines. Now, they basically say kicking off next year is an agent who can outpace the rest of the roster, shocking the competition and sliding straight into the fight. So this is definitely some hints going on right here. Kicking off next year, implying, well, probably pretty fast, got the kicks on, as we'll have a look at here in a second. Shocking the competition. There was some rumors about some sort of lightning thing happening and sliding straight into the fight. Before we arrive, let's take a look at all this type of stuff, recharge, amp ourselves up for the new year. So maybe some more kind of, well, electricity-related terminology here, related to potentially the new agent, which looks like this. So this is the image they come up with at the bottom here. I think the rumor has it right now that it's going to be, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but well, it's a female from the Philippines. The image had the name Billet, which means speed in Tagalog, and the agent codename is apparently called Sprinter. So this really sounds like that it's, well, it's going to be kind of interesting how this goes, but definitely a speed-related agent to at least some degree. Now, I wonder what the abilities will be here. One of them is, well, at least based on this, you can see the lightning bolt kind of thing going on. Not sure how that's going to go in terms of shocking enemies. Maybe you can paralyze them somehow, but also there's going to be some sort of speed element to this, right? There might be some sort of overdrive capability where you can activate something and it just lets you move 50% faster for a period of time. That'd be crazy, and maybe it'll stop if you get shot at or something, but so that might be what they're planning to do. So we'll see how this goes. Of course, what it does mean, of course, adding new agents, is that it makes the balance of previous agents and other stuff like that somewhat more difficult to manage. So a lot of the pros have been talking lately about well, the place that Astra has within the current game. A load of pros think that really before Astra was even, well, in the game was actually much more enjoyable to play and balanced on a competitive level. As dapr says from Sentinels, I'm asking for you nicely to remove Astra. Please, thank you, outplay Valorant. So a lot of people are agreeing with this one, especially within the professional community. They're like, yes, Astra's got to go. Now, of course, they're not going to remove Astra entirely, but maybe they could make some changes, because despite Astra not being the most popular agent in competitive play in the professional side, Jet still, I'm pretty sure, holds that title. Astra is not far behind, and when she's used, she really does create chaos on the map a lot of the times. So there's been a fair bit of talk about this. For example, Boy says the following: recently played a ranked game where no Astra was at play, and it was just Viper versus Omen, and oh my god, it was amazing, right? So maybe Astra needs a nerf, maybe Omen needs a slight buff or something, and then you could find a pretty good spot, because I think generally Astra has been pretty frustrating to a lot of people right now, and even Ethan says this from 100 Thieves as well. Those are the best games. So a lot of North American players especially seemingly preferring the pre-Astra days when, well, things were slightly different in terms of the game meta. Will that change? Will they be keeping an eye on this? Will the Play Valorant guys from, well, as we looked at in that article a couple of seconds ago, maybe it's possible, maybe they're going to go down a different direction. This also from Ye, just kind of to discuss really some general things in terms of, well, meta balancing with the agents. KO is legitimately superior to Phoenix in almost every way. The knife's better than the wall, the flash is better than the Phoenix flash, the Molotov's better than Immortals, and the ult is better as well. Phoenix buff, please. So to be honest, I think this would be justified. Phoenix has basically seen no play at all for quite a while. KO doesn't really see much play either, frankly. So, well, of course, Phoenix would make sense to actually get in better, given the state of the balance right now. But of course, I'm sure a lot of things for those guys to think about going forwards. Astra seems to be the key one from the frustrations from the competitive perspective, but well, maybe they will address that, and maybe they will not. And just to finish off with this nice clip really from Hiko, with the sheriff on ascent. I mean, yeah, his plays are pretty disgusting. This reminds me really of just a classic Hiko moment. You guys might remember some of the clutches on Cash, for example, with the Tekken 9 in hand, and this just reminds me of one of those, right, kind of baiting around a bomb site, 1 versus 3 clutch situation, trying to get wallbanged, takes down the first guy with a nice shot, and then yeah, the 1v2 here was pretty ridiculous. I mean, the shot on this guy is disgusting, and this is almost kind of like classic Tech 9 peak, where he gets their shot on the final guy, and well, understandably, pretty hyped about it indeed, but very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting a like button tells the YouTube gods this is a good video, and as like you should see it as well, and help grow the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.
Last player standing.
I got the spike. One down.
Oh, tonight.
It's worth. At the end of the day, it's worth. No matter what.
Spike's down. I'll feed us in.
One enemy remaining.